Hello there, this is Coach Sammy33. This is your Block 2 review. Didn't do Block 1 because just the timing didn't work out. Let's take a look at Florida State. Don't know how we're still ranked at 23, and that scares me going forward for the rest of the season. Block 2, it went better than Block 1 because we went 2-0, but it's still a very weird looking 2-0. We had a shootout with Boise State, and I didn't see that coming, especially because it was their passing attack that was doing a lot of the damage. Cal, though we did win 35-10, there was a teetering point in the first half where it looked like we were about to be hit with an avalanche, but a huge interception kind of quelled the momentum, and then we came out early in the third quarter and were able to get something going. This has been a weird season. It's been weird. We're 3-1. I'll definitely take that. You see coming up the big game, El Jefe. We've got Clemson. We've got SMU. He's been looking forward to the game. I don't know how we're going to get through this third block. I think the third block is going to be kind of a microcosm of the season. We'll have to see how things go because there's still a lot of big games left. We've got Block 5, which is going to be hell, Miami, and North Carolina. So have Notre Dame and Florida. Florida just had a loss to Texas A&M. I know he can't be the most happy guy in the world, and I don't look forward to playing him when he's upset. Rather him be calm. You got UMass and Duke mixed in there. Some more road games. Man, such a weird season. Cup play? We'll have to play Tulane. Tulane's looking good. Scored 2 big wins against power teams where it looked like they had control of the game. So, I mean, that game, as it stands, we don't have a New Mexico State owner, is going to dictate what happens in our group. If we win, awesome. We will be number 1 in our cup, or in our group. Baylor will be number 2 in our reward. LSU. No, that's quite the reward, huh? If we lose, and we lose by enough to beat out Baylor in the points, then our reward is a second game against Clemson. So either way, a tough game. And we'll have to see what happens there. But we're not here to talk about the cup. We're here to talk about just the regular season in general. So let's look at some stats. Team stats. So points, we're 4th in the NDL. We put up 139 points, which I'm really surprised. Other people probably are just trying to get their games in. We've already got a chunk. We've already got 4 games, and the block just opened. So that's really probably the reason why. First and first downs in the NDL. Offensive yards were first. Total yards were first. I expect that because kick return, Holmes, we're trying to get one run back. We finally did against Boise. We had one in the cup. But Holmes has been a big weapon for us, even when he doesn't run it back. He's had 2 returns inside my opponent's 25, and 1 where he broke to the 40. So he's been super helpful, kick and punt game. Turnovers, that not so much. We turned the ball over 7 times. We have to cut down on those. I guess 7 through 4 games isn't terrible. It's the timing and what's happening when we do it, because 3 of them have been run back for touchdowns, and 2 others were instant field changes that led to points. So we have to fix that. In the red zone, we haven't been in there much this season. 3 times we scored a touchdown, technically on all 3 because the other team scored off of 1, but offensively we scored twice. So at least we're not being held to field goals, but we still have got to make sure that we get an end zone. Can't turn the ball over in the red zone. Third down, 65%. Love that. That's great, which makes the turnovers hurt even more. You turn the ball over 7 times, but you're converting at almost 2/3 of the time that you're on the field on third. That's great. That's what you want. But the run game, this is the problem. So we're 42nd in the NDL. Again, this is because other games haven't been played. We have got to figure out how to run the ball. It's not going well. I do not want to sit back and have to send out 5 players looking for routes because we can't run. We're going to have to figure out something with this run game. So we got 8 games left plus a cup, maybe a couple cup games. Plenty of time. We're going to have to figure it out. On the defensive side, most things are going to be rated low because, well, we played a lot of games. Total points, 108. Don't like that through 4 games. It's over 25 points a game. Probably, to be specific, it's 27, but that's not what you want. First downs, 53. I mean, we have more at 83, but 53. Still a lot. We'd like to get that number down. Total offense, eh. Rushing, eh. I mean, we didn't give up a billion yards to Genty, still over almost 150 yards, but we didn't defend the run well against, I was going to say Boston College. It's not Boston College. Against Georgia Tech, we didn't defend the run well against them. Some big runs in situations that we were trying to stop the run and couldn't stop it. And in some cases where we were in prevent defense and still gave up big plays in the run, which you hate to see too. Third down, though, this is better, 35%. So I do like that. Fourth down, we finally got a stop on fourth down and the 2-point conversion, so that's a plus. And then turnovers, again, a big number. We're 3-1, but we've actually turned the ball over more. And it's not necessarily because I'm not concerned with the number because it's low. I'm concerned with the number because we're not getting them. We've had opportunities through 4 games. We've had multiple opportunities where we can't catch the ball. The defenders aren't putting their hands up. We force a fumble and we can't get to the ball. Like, we just have got to find ways to keep the turnovers. If you're going to create opportunities for them, you got to cash in. We aren't, and our opponents are at a high rate. So it's putting even more stress on an offense to score because you have to, because you already know you're going to turn the ball over on the offensive side. So you're forced to score. You're forced to put up more yards. Defensively, you're forced to be more aggressive. You can't just say, hey, we can just get off the field on one of the first 3 downs, or we can create a turnover and just get off the field without even getting the 3rd down. We're not doing that. So it's causing more stress and it's affecting the play calling. So we're going to have to get something figured out in that department. Now, stat check, looking at players, there's going to have to be an adjustment here because I need to figure out what I messed up because something's not right. We're a little bit off. So passing, DJ, looking pretty good so far. 68%. Don't like the 6 interceptions. I do like the 10 touchdowns. So he's going to have to be efficient going forward. We still have games against Miami, Clemson. Those defenses are going to be extremely tough. North Carolina, I played Pat. SMU, he's been, checking out the games. So I don't know what to make of what's going to happen in a lot of these games. And still have Florida and Notre Dame. So DJ's going to have to play well if we're going to have a winning season, point blank. The run game, Lawrence has 215, a average of 4.3. Lucas 4.65. Lucas also has a fumble. The run game just hasn't been good. We're not creating holes. We're just not able to break long runs. See, we have 1 run this season over 20 yards, and it was a 32-yard run for a touchdown. And it took a couple of jukes in order to get him into the end zone. Receiving, I like this. So somehow we're missing 2 touchdowns here because we have 11 touchdowns, but Brock has 1 as well. So I don't know where we're missing. I have to go through looking at the stats. But Benson, 5 touchdowns, leading the team in yardage, but not receptions. Brown's right behind him in yardage. Douglas leads the team in receptions. He's got 2 TDs, and then Lucas out the backfield with 2. Kind of like having Lucas and Lawrence because I've seen some people kind of keyed in with Lucas is in the game. They expect the pass, and we've been able to get some stuff running the ball. But what I do not like is this section here. Through 4 games, we've got 9 drops. That's pretty high. So we're not fully catching the ball. Again, there's just so many things that are just not going well with this team. Again, the fact that we're 3-1 is a surprise to me because there's so many things taking away or you have to overcome in order to try to win a game, I guess is how I would put it. Offensive line, Byers leading the team with pancakes, a couple of sacks allowed by Jones. Defensively, Payton has been huge. And just go ahead and sort that. He's got 10 tackles for a loss to lead the team. He's got 5 sacks. Huge. Interceptions, we've got 4 so far. Cypress with 2 that were, well, I'm not going to say give me's, but the first one against Georgia Tech, or not Georgia Tech, the first one against Boston College. I mean, really, it should have been pass interference on the slot corner, but it just a lob to him. And then Riley was kind of a lob too. No one was there within 7 yards, so you got to catch the ball. Outside of those 2, we've had a hard time getting interceptions, so we got to figure that out. Passes deflected, not a good ratio. You see, we've got 11. Usually, you like to see more interceptions in comparison. I mean, 4 to 11 passes deflected aren't bad, but some of those passes deflected or dropped interceptions, not swats. So, again, we got to figure it out. Key thing, though, is fumbles, because thankfully we're 2 for 2. Super helpful, because those turnovers came at key times. Kicking, that first game against Boston College, he missed one. Rebounded, he's been perfect so far. And then Holmes, 500 yards in kick return yardage and a touchdown, and then 126 on punt returns. He's definitely been helpful in changing field position, and we hope that he continues to do so as the season progresses. And the last thing to look at, the team sheet. So strength of schedule, so far it is 71 out of 104. Power rating on offense is 7. Defense is 11. I don't know how we're 11 on defense. I don't understand how this works, because that makes no sense to me watching what I've watched. So, I mean, I don't know, because against Boston College, the defense looked good until the fourth quarter. Against Cal, they looked okay. And then at spots against Boston College and Boise, they looked good, but I don't feel this defense is looking very good. A win percentage, we know this will go up because of who we have coming up. And then as teams like Boise get into conference play, we'll have to see how BC and Georgia Tech look once they hit conference play. Quad 1, our loss is to Georgia Tech. 1 Quad 2 win, and then 2 in Quad 3. 1 top 25 Massey game, that was a loss. And then unranked 3-1 Power 4, 2-1, 1-0 against Group of 5. You can see the Massey rank Georgia Tech is at 11. Impressive for them. We'll see how their season looks. And then offensively, they're 29, BC 51, Boise is 69. Nice. But that number will go up as the season progresses. Once he gets into conference play, he'll be fine. Again, we'll have to see how BC looks. And man, I don't know what to make of this team. We'll have to see. 139 points, 108 allowed. Definitely the most I've allowed in a 4-game stretch in probably a long time. So to see if we can figure some things out defensively. You can see defense, where our opponents rank so far. It's going to be an interesting season. That's all I got to say. It's going to be an interesting season. How things turn out, I don't know. But the next block, we've got SMU and Clemson. If we're 3-3 coming out of that block, you can go ahead and break glass and hit the emergency button, because it's going to be a long second half of the season.